Welcome to San Diego Market Movers. I'm your host, Valley, and we're back with Rebecca Monge. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back, Valley.
Who better to ask about all this stuff we're hearing about the fire insurance in California? What do you know?
Well, I live in Fallbrook, so got a lot of weeds out there. It's a big issue, and honestly, everywhere we're selling in Escondido and El Cajon and Temecula and Oceanside, and it's the same thing. California is a high fire area, and what has recently happened, Allstate and State Farm have stopped issuing new policies here in California for several reasons.
Mm-hmm.
They are still doing auto policies, and they are still, taking care of the people that they insure currently.
Mm-hmm.
And, there could be some things in the future that will make them restart. Mm-hmm. It's more like a pause. Mm-hmm. But there's a bunch of reasons for that. First of all, California, since the 80s, have some really strict controls on their rate increases for insurance. Then the pandemic happened, and they were not allowed to raise their rates for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they're like making up for lost time.
Well, that was a big deal. That was a punch in the stomach to them. Then, as everybody knows, rebuild construction has skyrocketed. Mm-hmm. As
cost to rebuild.
You saw all those ships off of the coast of Los Angeles. You couldn't get door handles and bathtubs and stuff. So their rebuild costs skyrocketed. And the way it's set up is they are only allowed to look backwards at the rates. And they're saying, this doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We can't raise our rates. It's not going to cover us for what it's going to cost to rebuild should there be a fire and you're in a high fire area. So that's why they've stopped at the moment putting out policies. Obviously, all of our clients have fire insurance, and there are still other small private companies that service some areas, and there is the California Fair Plan. The good thing is the Department of Insurance and California Association of Realtors and all of these people are talking to find ways, to bring them back or make it more reasonable for everybody, giving them, so they can't just crazy increase the rates, but it has to make sense for them financially as well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people we find are underinsured. Mm-hmm. Your home value has gone up. It's really good to get us to give you a property preview so we can tell you what your home is worth, and you need to know what it's going to cost to rebuild your home should there be a disaster. So, it's a big topic.
And there's a few small companies that are still insuring, and they're doing their best to, make things work for Californians. And I know Farmers is still doing insurance right now. I did hear that they will only write 7,000 policies, and then everybody else has to wait, I think, until October or something like that.
Right. And I don't understand all of those different kind of limits, because I know people can be on a street and they get it, or somebody buys a home and they're able to get insurance when another person wasn't, but it's because somebody dropped out or something opened up.
Yeah, and we're approaching fire season, so all of this is really important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's very important.
I agree
with you.
It's a hot
topic.
That we do need to make sure that we're insured properly and not underinsured, because that would be devastating.
Exactly. You don't want to be insured for a rebuild on $50,000 or $100,000 less than your home is worth.
No, you definitely don't. Well, thank you so much for being on our show and bringing that awareness, because I know it's super important. It's a daily conversation in my business. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.